Ah, my alphas, my lovelies, tonight we do not whisper of mercy. We do not hum lullabies to our fears. We roar into the abyss, and we do it with our teeth bared and our souls alight. For tonight is not about the world that tried to bury you. No, tonight is about the grave they dug for you that you refused to lie in. They thought you'd fall, didn't they? They gathered like crows on a wire, waiting for the collapse. They whispered in dim rooms that you were too broken, too soft, too slow, too late. And when you stumbled, they smiled. When you bled, they cheered quietly in their hearts. But here you are, still breathing, still standing, still burning. You rose, my lovelies, not just from the fall. They watched you rise higher than even you believed possible. They never knew what it cost you. The nights that scraped your ribs raw with doubt, the days your bones threatened to betray you, the silence that screamed louder than war. No one talks about the war behind your eyes, do they? No one sees the trenches carved into your willpower, the casualties of your kindness, the scars left by your own hands when the world made you believe you weren't enough. But you are. Not because you were born stronger than them, but because every time life tore into you, you grew fangs in return. Because when they laughed at your failures, you etched their names into the stones of your ambition and built your empire with their disbelief. You didn't just survive, you thrived in the wreckage, and that terrifies them. There's a certain venom in rising when you're not supposed to. It unsettles people. It strips them of their excuses, of their safe narratives that tell them some people just aren't meant to win. You shattered that story. You dragged yourself from the dirt they flung on your name and you made it into armor. You turned shame into steel. You made failure your throne. And now, every step you take echoes like a reckoning. Let them feel it. Let them choke on the silence you carry, the kind that follows the storm that never asked for permission. You didn't wait for the gates to open. You broke them. You didn't beg for a place. You carved one with bleeding hands. This is who you are now. You are not the echo of their predictions. You are not the sum of their doubts. You are the defiance they'll never understand, the flame they tried to smother that now burns with vengeance. And how beautifully you burn, not just to destroy, but to illuminate, to show the path to others like you, those crawling through the dark, those whose screams are still muffled by failure, those who are one breath away from giving in. Your rise isn't just your triumph, it's a signal fire, a declaration that says, you cannot kill what was reborn in fire, and don't you dare water yourself down for their comfort. Don't shrink to fit the coffin they crafted from their expectations. Don't smile when you should snarl. Don't whisper when you've earned the right to howl. They made you a monster, didn't they? Let them see what kind of monster they made. Not the kind that destroys without thought, but the kind that remembers. Every slight, every mockery, every betrayal. You carry them not as wounds, but as warnings. You are the culmination of every time they underestimated you, every time they tried to cage something too wild to be tamed. And now, the cage is gone, and you're still here. So run. Run with fury in your veins and your name on your tongue, like war paint, because they thought you'd fall, and you did. But what they never imagined was what would rise from those ashes, not a meek shadow of what you once were. Number, what rose was hunger, precision, relentless will. You became the storm, the blade, the shadow beneath their feet. You became everything they swore you couldn't, and you did it without applause, without help, without anyone holding your hand. That's power. That's truth. That's what they fear. They fear the truth you embody, the relentless rise of someone who's been broken and built, crushed and recreated, burned and remade in ways they'll never understand. They fear that you, who have been torn apart by the world, can hold yourself together and move forward stronger, more formidable than they could ever imagine. You've shown them what happens when you stop listening to the noise of their doubts, when you stop caring about the weight of their opinions, when you shed their expectations like dead skin. They thought you were a house of cards, weak and easily toppled. What they didn't see was that you were made of steel, and each card they pushed against you only added to your resilience. And they will never understand. They will never understand the depths of the pain you've felt, the nights you've spent trying to claw your way out of despair, the sacrifices you've made that no one will ever see. They will never know the desperation you've survived, the chaos you've embraced, the failures that have only made you hungrier. They will never understand the solitude of standing in a storm while everyone around you expected you to drown. And that is why they'll never be able to touch you again. Because you know something they'll never know. You are untouchable, not because you're flawless, but because you've learned to embrace the broken pieces and turn them into something far more dangerous. They can laugh now. They can point fingers and tell each other how you'll eventually crumble. They can sit in their comfortable lives, judging your journey as if it's something they could never understand. But remember this, they are not the ones who've bled for this life. They are not the ones who've burned with desire and walked through fire to prove they belong. Their laughter is the sound of ignorance, and your silence, in response to it, is the sound of power growing. Keep walking, keep moving forward, no matter how hard they try to drag you back. They can never stop what they cannot comprehend, and they do not comprehend you. They've underestimated your rage, haven't they? They thought that when they pushed you to the ground, you would stay there. That when they whispered in your ear that you were nothing, you would believe them. That when they labeled you a failure, you would wear that label like a prison. But they never knew what your rage could create. Rage is not the absence of control. It is the spark that ignites the fuel of your ambition. It is the fire that shapes your destiny in ways that they can never predict. And as long as you burn with that fire, they will always be beneath you, always smaller, always weaker, always blind to the truth of who you've become. You are the phoenix rising from the ashes, but you are not just rising. You are burning the world that tried to bury you. And let's be clear about something else. There will be more battles ahead. You know this. They will keep trying to tear you down, to find cracks in your armor, to chip away at your resolve. They will not stop until they've drained every ounce of your strength. But here's the catch. They will never succeed. Because what they don't know is that you are not just made of flesh and bone. You are made of every scar that was meant to destroy you, every wound that was supposed to break you. You have been crafted by pain, honed by suffering, sharpened by the relentless storms you've faced. You've been forged in the fires of your darkest moments, and now nothing can harm you in the way they think it can. You are a weapon. You are a force that cannot be defeated by anything as simple as their lies. So when they throw their stones at you, when they try to make you feel small, when they stand in judgment of everything you fought for, stand tall, stand proud. Let their words bounce off you like the meaningless noise they are, because in the end, they can never have what you have. They can never touch the strength that resides within you, the fire that burns brighter every time they try to extinguish it. You are the living proof that even when the world tries to crush you under its weight, you will always rise, and you will always rise higher. And it is here, in this moment, that you must understand your true power, the power that lies not in the victories you've had, but in the battles you've survived, the power that lies not in the praise you've received, but in the criticism you've endured. The world wants to see you crumble. They want to see you beg for mercy. But you, you don't beg. You never beg. You demand what you deserve, and what you deserve is everything. They don't realize that every time they knock you down, they are merely feeding the beast inside you. Every time they tell you you can't, you make yourself stronger. Every time they try to hold you back, you find a way to break free. You are not the kind of person who gives up. You are the kind of person who thrives in chaos. You are the kind of person who turns pain into power and defeat into a stepping stone to something greater. You are the person who rises, who becomes more, who defies the odds with every breath, every step, every heartbeat. It is time to stop playing their game. It is time to stop waiting for permission, for validation, for approval. They don't get to decide your worth. You do. You always have. And as long as you breathe, as long as you exist, they will never be able to cage you, to contain you, to break you. They will try, of course. They'll keep trying to silence you, to erase your name from the history you're writing. But their efforts will be in vain, because the truth is you've already written your story, and it's one they can never erase. You are the author of your fate, the master of your destiny, and no one, not a single soul on this earth, has the power to rewrite it. So let them watch. Let them stand on the sidelines and whisper their doubts. Let them feel the sting of their own impotence as they see you rise again and again, higher and higher, until you're a force that cannot be ignored. Let them tremble in the shadows, afraid of what you'll do next, because they know they will never be able to stop you. The ones who doubted you, they will one day look at you from the bottom, wondering how they missed the moment when you outgrew them, outpaced them, and left them behind in your dust. Keep going. Keep rising. Because you are not the sum of their fears. You are the embodiment of your own power. And as long as you refuse to fall, as long as you refuse to bow, you will remain unstoppable. Higher, always higher. And they will never see you coming. They won't even hear your footsteps until it's too late. By the time they realize what you've become, it will be impossible for them to reach you. You've already transcended their limits. They thought you were a mere shadow in their world, someone they could easily forget, dismiss as inconsequential. But in truth, you were never a shadow. You were the light all along, the force they couldn't see until it was too blinding for them to ignore. And when you rise on your terms. You don't wait for validation. You don't seek their approval. You don't need it. You never did. The very fact that they think you need them is their greatest miscalculation. The validation they offer is meaningless compared to the truth you know within yourself. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to make them believe in you. Because what they think doesn't matter. What you think, what you believe, that's the only truth that counts. That's the only power that matters. There are no handouts for those like you. There is no easy path. The world has made it clear it has no intention of being kind to you. Every step you take, every goal you pursue, every dream you chase, those will be met with resistance, cruelty, indifference. And that's exactly how it should be. You didn't come here to be handed anything. You didn't come here to sit quietly in the corner and hope for a chance. Number. You came to take what's yours. You came to burn down every door, every wall, every gate that they've placed in front of you. You came to destroy the very notion that you could be kept out, locked away, or silenced. And there's something powerful in that knowledge, something that has fueled you from the beginning, even when you didn't fully understand it. You were born to break boundaries. You were born to be more than what they told you you could be. They tried to hold you down, to make you feel small, to make you believe that you weren't enough. But you see, they forgot one thing. Those who rise are the ones who understand that the struggle is the greatest part of the journey. The pain is the price of greatness. The sacrifice is the gateway to power. And so, as you rise higher, you will leave them behind. You will leave them in the dust, struggling to keep up, gasping for air as you soar above them. They won't understand what happened. They won't understand how you became the force they never saw coming. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? The world loves to underestimate the underdog. It loves to write off those who don't fit its mold. It loves to believe that greatness comes in certain forms, through certain channels, from certain people. And when you show them that greatness is not bound by their rules, that greatness is earned through blood, sweat, and tears, they will feel it. They will feel the sting of their own ignorance. They will feel the weight of their own failure to recognize your potential when they had the chance. But here's the truth. They will never understand you. They will never understand your journey. They will never understand the fire that burns inside you, the hunger that drives you, the relentless pursuit of something greater than themselves. And that's okay. You don't need them to understand. You don't need them to approve. You don't need them to see your worth. You already know it. You've always known it. And what will you do with this power? You'll keep moving, keep pushing, keep breaking down the walls they've built around you. Keep proving them wrong at every turn, because that's the kind of person you are. You don't just rise, you rise with purpose. You rise with a vision that no one else can see. You rise with the certainty that no one will ever be able to stand in your way. You rise knowing that nothing, not a single thing in this world, can stop you once you've set your mind to it. What they fail to see is that your struggle wasn't for nothing. Your pain wasn't wasted. Every tear you shed, every moment you spent doubting yourself, every time you were pushed to the edge, it all built something stronger within you. It all honed your resolve, sharpened your instincts, toughened your skin. They wanted you to break. They wanted you to fail. But all you did was transform. You became someone unrecognizable to them, someone they'll never be able to touch, someone they'll never be able to break. You became someone who knows their worth, who understands the cost of their journey, who knows that no matter how many times they try to knock you down, you'll always rise, and you'll rise higher. So when they try to trap you in their cages, when they try to silence you with their lies, when they try to drag you down into the darkness they created for you, you know what to do. You stand tall. You laugh in their faces. You show them what true power looks like. You show them that nothing can contain you, nothing can stop you. You are the storm they never saw coming. You are the force that will tear apart their lies and show them the truth of your existence. And as you rise higher, they'll be left in the dust, watching in awe as you shatter every limitation they ever tried to place on you. The best part? They won't even know what hit them. They'll be too busy trying to figure out how you became this unstoppable force to ever realize that the truth was right in front of them the whole time. You were never weak. You were never small. You were always destined for greatness. It was just a matter of time before you realized it. And now that you have, there's no stopping you. Higher. Always higher. That's where you're going. And nothing in this world will ever change that. The people who thought you'd fall, they'll watch you rise. They'll watch you soar. And when you've surpassed them, when you've taken everything that's rightfully yours, when you've proven to them that you are the master of your own fate, they'll know. They'll know that they had no power over you, that you were always the one with the power. And when they realize this, it will be too late, because by then, you will have risen so high that they can no longer reach you By then, you will have become the person they feared, the person they tried to break, the person who came from nothing and built everything. You will have become the person they never thought you could be. And they will have no choice but to watch as you claim your place at the top. So keep moving, keep rising, keep proving them wrong, because you were never meant to fall. You were always meant to rise, and higher, always higher you will go. So remember this, every time they said you wouldn't make it, every time they looked past you, every time they doubted your worth, they were building the fire beneath your wings. You didn't just rise, you rose with fury, with focus, with the weight of every moment they tried to bury you. And now, as you soar beyond their reach, let them choke on the silence of your triumph. They thought you'd fall, but you didn't. You rose, and you'll keep rising. Higher, always higher. Forever untouchable, forever undeniable.